Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Welcome back to my channel. You may have seen my video where I made a journal cover from two lunch bags, and I decorated the cover with some lovely blue paper. Just looking around for the blue one. So I used these lunch bags here. They have a gusset, and I joined two together to make the cover. So I won't put that back in. And before I go ahead and finish this blue one on camera, I decided to sort of work things out in another one so that I make the process quicker. So I've used digitals on this one. I've used Tracie Fox's Dark Compendium. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, and so I've put 3 signatures in it, and I'll be doing 3 signatures in the other. And the first 2 signatures are finished, and I thought I'd show you how I do all the sort of the extra bits, the bits that make it a bit special. So I've done it in these ones. So I mean, just sort of adding things like stenciling, stamping, the bits to the pockets, stamping on the pages, that sort of thing. How I decide, and these little bits here that I got the idea from Corey Damon for this, so I thought I'd show you how I did that. Lovely way to just add some extra sort of journaling space, something that looks pretty, and something that basically uses scraps and is quite easy to do. Another one there. It was in her video of using rectangles, random rectangles, I think she called it. Yeah, so they were just little scraps, and I wanted to dress up these sort of signature covers. Yeah, I thought, great idea, I can use that. Yeah, so I haven't decorated this cover, well, this end cover and the beginning cover of this, although this last signature I did do the cover with a pocket in it, so that's a little bit different. I didn't on any of the others. On the front cover I just added a little envelope there, which I've just put on with a paper clip that I used alcohol inks to distress. And this it's just a scrap of a rectangle. Put some of the offcut from the paper bag in there for journaling, and this was just a bit of the Tracie Fox paper that I cut down to make the journals with. I just used that on the end. And some of these bits, so I've used Kerry Fellows Witchcraft. You do bits and bobs, no, bits and pieces she calls it. So I didn't put anything on that, so I've just popped that round there. I think the paper itself is decorative enough, and just pop that on there. So I may have done a flip through of this already, and I'm going kind of backwards and forwards. I'm not doing anything in time for this. So yeah, so let's show you how I did those sort of rectangles. So I've got sort of some of the scraps. Let's move that out of the way. So I just pick, so it was this sort of thing that I used. I might even use that bit. So this was cut off the bottom of one of these pages, don't know which page, and that's kind of what I used for it. just deciding what I might use. I quite like that as the top, so fold it up like that to form a pocket across there. Don't know if I like it on that one. I like it on the back one. It does kind of go with those colours a bit better. Don't actually need it to fold it over. That is one of the issues I've got with the fact that I've got a pocket on that one. So let's find a better piece to go with that. This is half my problem of wanting, that might work for this one a bit better, because I don't necessarily have to go all the way over on that one. So I've got other scraps. Kind of got into such a mess on my desk that I got these trays. I got them from the Works. I went in the Works the other day, and it was a set of 3 trays. I think they were £3, and I thought they'll be handy, and I thought I could sort out all my scraps and things. Struggling to find a bit of paper that I want. There we go. That's the beauty of using digitals, because you need a piece, you just print it off. So I printed these 2 to a page, so that they were slightly smaller. So I chose that design and this design. This is just copier paper, and I didn't really want that. Too thin for my liking. I didn't realise there was a copier sheet in there, and this one misfed, so I don't quite know what went on there, but there's enough for what I want. So I think we might use this one. So we're going to cut a rectangle, and previously I've used the scraps, but so go along here. I do love this rose, but for what I am going to do, I'm going to lose it, because I was thinking of doing a pocket up. So I've done them in 2 different ways. So that one I folded up to form a pocket like so, and this one was just a strip, and I added bits to create a pocket. So that is 2 ways. Actually, I might add a bit, because I quite like to have that rose on there, and then on that side it'll be that. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. So I might come down there, top of the rose, yeah, so we'll just fold in half, because that'll be, yeah, that'll be good. So just fold it in half. And then I've got a strip for something else. So I'm just going to bone folder that. So this was one of Corey's little random rectangular things. You could just stick that down on 3 sides to give you a pocket, or you could leave it open as a belly band, create pockets on top by adding. And that is what I'm going to do, is make it a belly band. So then I've got to think about things that I want to put on top to form the pocket. So I'm looking at the different scraps that I've got in my trays. So that's what I've just cut. They're quite big bits. So I've got, so these are little tags that are printed that I haven't used yet, so they can go in the pocket. I've got some already ready. So, so they're possibilities for putting in the pocket. That's a big one. I could make a pocket. That could make a pocket. And then I've got these bits and pieces as well, which I quite like to find something to go with it. These have got, there's some, these were offcuts from the tags that I made that were printed on card. These were the back of it, and that's quite nice and thick, which makes a good pocket base. So this is why actually putting a journal together doesn't take me very long, but it's all this stuff that takes the time. I like that one with a bit of ruler on it, which I think, because I don't need to go over that side, I could maybe use that as a wee pocket on that side. Quite liking that. Yeah, so it's all these bits that add the time to what I'm doing. It could be a pocket there. Yeah, I might do those two actually. And this is what I wanted to sort of show. It didn't take me very long to put the signatures together. So I want to still see the rows. So we'll have a wee pocket there. So we'll just fold that over there. Doesn't matter. And then let's cut that down there. It doesn't matter that it's not straight, because I'm going to go there, because part of it's going on the other side. So double rectangle there. So we'll have a pocket there, put a little tag in, and a belly band there. I've got some tags already. I've got one that matches the background. That might be quite nice. Quite liking that. And I've done some little, I did the pages really small. So that's like, I just cut it with my decal edge trimmer. That could just go in there. That's quite cool. And I'll put a journaling card in the back. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just sort of auditioning what I'm doing on the back there. Got that. Yeah, could do that. I could add a little bit of something there to decorate as well. One of my little bits and pieces. Don't like that one, but I'll get something a little bit better to fill that gap. What have we got? Used a fair few of them as well. Oh, that's a better colour. Bringing in the dark there. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Do I want any on this side? Stick a number on there. Stick with the dark one there. So that's that. I'm gonna put one of the others on there. So that's me gathered. That's what I'm liking. And then I just ink it up and stick it down. Move these out. That's why I've got those pots, so they're easily put somewhere and sorted. So that's already inked. So that's already inked. That isn't. So let's get me use it in walnut stain. Not a huge fan of the sponges that I bought, because when the ink's low on the sponge, it comes out a bit greeny. I don't like it. So it's all these extra little bits that really take the time, I find, when I'm journaling. Making journals, I should say. But I think they're what make it. So I'm just going to do a bit of ink on the top there, so that if you look down and see the pocket at all, that one I don't have to worry about because it's printed. Yeah, and these are the bits that take the time but make the difference. I think these are the things that make your journals more interesting. Love a little bit of interactive element. And make them sort of stand out. So that is that. All those bits done. Yep, so now we're ready to stick it in. So I've got my collar, really needs filling up. So gonna glue this in place first. I'm gonna do a bit down the center. Gonna go either side of the crease so it is secured on both sides of the belly band. And then I'm going to do a fairly thick bit of glue because it's supporting everything that's going on it as well. So going about 1/4 inch, I reckon, there. I'm not using any pre-made ephemera in this. It's all made from scratch. Which takes longer, and then I've got loads and loads of pre-made ephemera, so I could have, but I actually wanted it all to coordinate, so using this Compendium kit, so I chose to not do that. There we go. So that's my belly band secure. So now I need to put the little pocket on top around it. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. Corey's video is brilliant of ideas for using rectangles, and I just loved this one, the putting a rectangle around a page and creating a pocket. Thought it was a little bit genius. Right, so I'm going to go down the bottom as well, because it's a pocket, so we want it on all three sides. I didn't need to do the middle of this one actually, as it's going on two sides. I wouldn't have needed to do that one. Anyway, I've done it now. I don't think we're going to run out of space. So then glue that down there. Glue that down there. There we are. So that's going to go in there with that. And we're going to stick that on there. That's cool. Sometimes stick a little bit of something when the tag's a bit more plain like that. I also staple some lace in the top. To have used it all up. We've got this massive roll. Got it in a charity shop, and I use it a lot. And then I just cut down the centre. Maybe cut a bit more of that off. Actually, quite like that one. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. And then just do a little V. So they've all done exactly the same way. So all these little tags are done this way. This is quite a quick way, and it offers some uniformity in the journal by doing these bits all the same. And then just, there we go. And I like to just give a little snip and shape like so. And then on this side, what's going in there? Stick that across there. Might do that. I know this was going to be a little tag in there, but changed my mind. Or should I have that in there, have that there? So this I could have glued down and made another little tuck, but I didn't. So put that there. Yeah, that's the other thing I do with that ribbon. I don't really think much, I just do. I do. I think these bits and pieces, little ornaments, are just perfect for finishing off. I've got lots of Tracie labels, but these just offered something a little bit different. So I need another bit of this lace for the top of that tag. Done it a wee bit too big, don't matter. Now, there's a few bits on here I could stick on. I do quite like. Like that, I can use that in something. I'll stick that on something, but not on this. I think what I might do is a bit of ripping. Really bad ripping. A little bit like that, and then find a little number or something. Don't like that one. That might work. Slightly darker one might work better if I could actually get it out of the packet. It's not that much darker. I want a bit of this darker stuff behind it, I think. this is why it takes me so long, because I do stuff like this. I haven't done this on many of the tags because most of them have got printing on them already of something, so I haven't bothered with them. But when they're just like the plain background paper, I have added some bits to them. There's a little bit of a nod to the background there as well. Can't remember if I was going to do something on the other one. I'll have to turn the page and see. So I'll just then show you maybe what I do on a pocket front. Add a bit of something to a page, so you get the idea of what I do and why these take so long, and why sometimes if you're looking at buying a journal and you think how much, but it takes a lot of time to create them, and you buy all your resources. I mean, I've used a cheap lunch bag for the cover, but I've got the digitals that I bought, the printing, the glue, the vintage paper that I've used in different parts of it, the time to coffee dye some of the paper, all of that. I think I'm going to leave that one. So then I just want a bit of coffee dyed paper. So I've got some scraps that I cut off. Is that too wide? I don't think that's fine. So we'll just cut that there. That there. And yeah, so you're paying for people's time and the resources they've used, and really nobody makes the money back that they've spent. But I just love making these, and if I can sell them and other people enjoy them, then that's brilliant. And then I have a little bit of money to buy more glue and more vintage stuff from Charity Shop and more digitals. And then that, I just put a bit of stamping on this. So I've got my stamps. Got my stamps all laid out. These will be coming problematic, and so I decided that I don't know why I've put those bits in there, that having them on the tray was actually a really good solution. I'm gonna do crumb cake so that it's quite light. So these are Tim Holtz field notes, most of them. I just pulled that out to use. This one's not from field notes. I think this is a sample stamp, actually. Is it? No, samples are clear. There must all be field notes then. No, it's not. Oh, it is Tim Holtz. It's from my other set, etc. I covered that completely. Wasn't what I wanted to do. But that's what happens when you're chatting. So yeah, I put that on the back, don't really matter. So that pokes through there. And that makes it look pretty. I love that now. That's why I love the idea, because I've now turned that page into something really amazing. So we just need the journaling card on the back there. But I'm now thinking that I might take one of the kit cards that were ready. Not that one. Just have that in the back. I'm not sure if that's the one I want to use, but that was my thoughts there. Don't know where the other ones are. That kind of went, oh yeah, I could use that, could use that. I'll leave that one for now. It just needs inking to be complete. Did I put it on the other page? No, I didn't, Jess. So this was just a card in the page, and then I've used, I think it was Tracie Fox's attic paper, or paper from the attic, I can't remember. Just like them, I just think they make really nice background paper. I'm just gonna, my printer was running out of ink at that point. There we go. A little bit of a dark and grungy bit there. We'll put it on this side so it's showing there. So there, that's another way of doing that. So I'm not going to decorate that one whilst we're here. So here I've started there. I just stamped, so I'll want to add something to this pocket. Not sure that I want that one. I do have a few circles as well. Don't want that circle in that one there. So this one needs our bit of lace here. So that's no use nor ornament. Let's just stick it down, and then I sometimes get a bit, oh, I'm wasting loads by trimming off, but actually it's too wee to do out with. So if I run out of staples, yes, cheers. There are no staples in there. Okay, family refills. My problem is that I sort out my room, decide on homes for things, and then I sort it out again, decide on home for things, and the homes change and I don't remember. Right, let's take that bit off. Yeah, so I went to all the places where it might be, and yeah, lucked out really, didn't find it. So there are these lovely rectangles in the kit as well, and these make quite good decorations on a tag. So use one of those. Quick little. You can see this one's when it's gone a little bit green, and I think that happens sometimes with certain sponges. So I won't be buying these again. I might just fork out and buy the actual ones. There, I'm going to just stick that on there. I think that will get it done. I'll leave that one as it is. Those are some of the bigger tags that come in the kit that I had printed on card, and I just cut them down and just did a quick little tag top, and decided not to put any ribbon or anything on that. That'll do. Right, so I've got these little bits here to go. I think might use that one, and I've got one of them. That's from my piano roll. I think we'll use that one, and I'm just gonna grunge it up a tad. That'll do. I've got my sponge. So that's sort of my formula for decorating things. So this is a pre-made. So I've got my little pre-made unfinished ephemera where I've stamped on like piano roll and tea-dyed paper and things, and then cut them out, and they've been useful little additions. Need to refill this. And then we call that done. There. Leave that as it is. I didn't do much to the music paper. And then again, I've got these. I'm going to leave that as it is. So that was just, I printed the backing sheets onto card, and I just made the odd journaling card there, just using my punch in the corners. That I'll probably put something on that. And for this, I just took a long strip. So out of bits and bobs, there's some long strips. So I quite like that. I just popped it along, ripped off the edges. What that'll do on there. Doesn't really need anything else. I think on some I have put other things on them, but it doesn't have to have it. Maybe just a little bit of stamping. So put that on there. grab my stamps that might still have a little bit of ink on. So I might just put a few numbers on this one there, just to give it a little hint of something. Put a little bit of something there. These are quite dry, but that's okay. That'll do for that. And then I used my thingy punch, rounded tab punch, bit of this paper. Need to put a bit of paper behind it because it's a bit thin. So let's get some book page. And it doesn't stamp that well. Gonna go there for a right old mixture, I think. Don't punch that well when it's really thin. So just double up. And then we're sorted. And then we have a book page one if we want that for something. Yeah, I think that'll be grand. It is actually just copy of paper, this, so I'm actually going to glue it to the book page because it's not really thick enough to be a tab. But what I am going to do is just take a tad off of this so it doesn't overlap, because I ain't got time to wait for it to dry. There we go. Better. There we go. So that is, I'm sure I've got a bone folder somewhere. So just pop that in the top there. And then I might stick something on it, or I might leave it. You can go on forever with these things. There we go. I might just leave it like that. She says, yeah, just going to leave it like that. Leave that, that. That, what I did was I got a stencil, got a couple of stencils, and I just added a bit like that, just to add a little bit of interest there. This one, it is, so I said I took the tops of these tags off, so then I just stuck it there as a little tuck for some faux vintage ephemera. I think this is the Old Design Shop. I coffee dye the back by just painting it on, and then the printing from the other side comes through, so I like that because it kind of makes it look quite authentic. And then I just folded it up so it fitted there. So yeah, and that's how I've sort of decorated all these pockets. If I go to, because these are the same, so they're on there, just put a bit of stenciling and a little cluster. On the pocket before, I just decorated like so and did a bit of stenciling, so I'll do the same sort of thing there. So that is the little finishing touches that I have put. So like on that one, it's the centre. If we look at the centre of this one, so on the centre spread on that, I've left that one plain, just put a cluster on that side, and then on this side I've just added an envelope, so it holds another bit of vintage stock. And that's just another rectangle that I just folded down, decorated the back, so it's got a little bit of journaling there, and it just goes over like that, so it's nicely decorated on that side. Like so. The centre of this one, I did a foldy round pocket, and I got one on the other side to decorate that. And then this side, this is an Artie Maze things from a French ephemera kit. I just added the stamp in, and it's just a journaling spot, and it just clips on there. So that's the sort of thing that I've been doing to finish off. I'm going to do something on there, and then I just added a little pocket with a tag on there, and then these are just a couple of the journaling cards from the kit to just slip in that shallow pocket, because it only goes halfway, it doesn't go all the way down. Did the same at the front there. Little pocket there. It's a wraparound pocket, so you can go to the full sides, and then 2 journaling cards in there. And that's that. Oh, and I think when I made the cover, I hadn't covered the whole spine. I decided to cover it all with the construction tape, and when I added the decoration, I matted it on black card, so it's a little bit stiffer. So yeah, so that is just the finishing touches I do to a journal. I might bring you back to decorate the cover before I do a flip through of this, and I'll be showing you, I may have already shown you, how I assembled the signatures. Oh, everything falls out, and sew them in. So that's another video to look out for. I'll have a playlist of brown lunch bag journal, so you can see it. But these are, so you can see how much this one's grown. They are exactly the same size, but when you start adding things, they do grow quite a bit. So it's right chunky. It's 120 pages, believe it or not, front and back in there. So small but mighty is what I've said. Okay, thanks for joining me. I hope that was useful for seeing the ways to add the extra little special bits that really make your journal come to life. Okay, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.